Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whenever you come across this video, thank you so much for choosing to spend a little bit of time with me. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the likes, shares, and subscribes. Everyone who's booking, making purchases off the website, pledges to the Patreon, sending things to the P.O. Box, and purchases off the wish list. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys so much. Hey, listen. Um, when I was like meditating, tapping in, obviously, the intuitive message I got for this reading, and then I got really excited, was the star is born. Sometimes life brings questions. Questions about love, questions about career, questions about your life journey, and sometimes we just need a little clarity. And that is where my new sponsor, Psychic Source, comes in. Psychic Source has been around for over 35 years, connecting people like you with trusted, compassionate advisors to bring through insights and guidance that they need at this time. One of the things that I loved or that stood out to me with Psychic Source was that not only do they care about their customers, but they also care about their employees as well as the world. They donate 1% of all proceeds to a good cause through their kindness initiative. I had a chance to experience the whole experience and talk to a psychic advisor, and I left feeling far more confident than I did like walking into it. She was able to pull on a recent dream that I had, and the craziness of it, and help me find clarity through that. She recognized that I was going through a purge and that I was going through a kind of like a rebranding, if you will. She was also able to give me like kind of a little bit of clarity on a direction that I'm headed in, and she even was able to like give like dates type energy, as well as like a couple names she pulled out. So it was very good. Like I said, I left feeling a lot more confident than I did going in, just about the direction that I'm headed in. And I didn't ask her any questions. This was all just, I just asked her, what do you got? And she just came, pulled all this stuff, and it was very good. It was very good. So with all that being said, I'm excited to share that Psychic Source is offering an incredible deal for my viewers, you guys. Okay, new customers can get up to 40 minutes with one of their advisors for just $19.80. That's a value up to $240, okay? You can get the deal through the link in the description box below using the keyword Corie, C-O-R-I-E, or you can go to trypsychicsource.com/Corie. There's never been a better time to experience true connection. And then this card came up. Okay, the Starborn, and it's an egg cracking. So something, and look, we have here and now, okay? So you're going to have to really be kind of like, kind of like be flexible, like go with the flow a little bit, okay? And be very discerning. There's something about like with your time, okay? There's something about managing your time, being discerning with your time, because something is coming in quickly or forming quickly or moving quickly. Yeah, we have the Judgment with the Eight of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. This is like basically yeah, with the Queen of Swords. This is like knowing what makes you happy, knowing what yeah, with the Hierophant, yeah, the Knight of Wands, the Sun. Yeah. You've had like this knowing, but see how like these people, they like look surprised a little bit. They're like, whoa. That's kind of the thing that's happening here. There's something very surprising coming, or but this judgment that comes. Judgment is sometimes a release, or sometimes like a it's like a decision, right? And with that Queen of Swords, the Queen of Swords is also very decisive. So there's something, I don't know if this is like the divine, or this is like you, or something or other here, but with the Eight of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, this is like maybe some sort of manifestation, something that you've been working on, but it's very fulfilling. Something is coming that's very fulfilling. But like I said, the Eight of Pentacles is hard work, right? It's going to take some focus here. Let's see. Tell us more. There was like possibly some sort of betrayal in the past that like left you feeling, it may have left you kind of alone, fending for yourself, kind of, you know what I mean? And I also don't want to go, also don't want to always jump to betrayal, right? There's something about this Ten of Swords being kind of like, you know, painful experiences, but people who are not necessarily, while they may have done some very hurtful things, you know, this Queen of Swords is coming out and she's kind of giving this energy of like understanding, like, okay, you know, I'm able to put myself in your shoes and understand like kind of this energy here, right? There's also a level of accountability here, okay? Taking accountability for your own actions, your own, you know, positions that you have played, to kind of, but there's this energy here of, about, yeah, tell me more. Something about going where people choose you. Okay, there's something about, yeah. Like we have the Six of Wands, the Tower, the Ace of Pentacles. I'm telling you, there is some sort of like offer that's coming, or some, and this doesn't have to be that you were like a star, right? Like I don't, or like, you know, famous, or, because that's not for everyone. Not everyone wants that. Not everyone desires that. There are some that do, because that's part of their journey. But, and we don't necessarily need to like shame anyone that does want that, right? That's, you know, there's a reason why God puts certain things, or the divine puts certain things on certain people's hearts, right? Maybe they have something, in them that, if, you know, some sort of like soul signature, like, or like, you know, an energetic vibration that they have just like within them, and to be able to reach as many people as the divine wants them to reach, right? That would be where that divine plan kind of comes in. Like, oh, let's put this person on a stage in front of thousands of people, right? Because they have something within them that will awaken, or that will inspire, or that will heal all of these people at the same time, right? So there's something about that, right? That I feel like there could be, I don't know why that needed to come through, but anyways, that explanation, or maybe somebody needs to understand that, or about somebody else, or just maybe there's some sort of like belief around fame, you know, that could be hindering somebody's, movement, right? Their action, or their, you know, something like that here. There's something too about that when it comes to, Yeah, something about intentions, or that thought that I had kind of left, but then something else came through about like just being, if it's not necessarily fame, right? It could be just being very well known in your field or in a community, or like there's something that is like, you know what they're reminding me of? They're reminding me of like something that just happens, right? And it like changes everything, right? They're reminding me of this interview. I don't know if you guys know about this streamer, Kai Sinnott. He's a super awesome kid. Like, I say kid, I don't really know how old he is. He's probably in his 20s or something like that. But, like, to me, that's kind of like a kid. You know what I mean? But good, good, good kid. Anyways, but he wanted to be a streamer, right? And how he, kind of, when he went viral, basically he said he was like doing push-ups in his room and a mouse like ran underneath his chest, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be something like that, but there is something very significant, something very random that may happen. But I do feel like, ooh, I'm sorry, Maui, I didn't know your head was right there, pumpkin. Um, uh, yeah, but we have the Eight of Wands with the Nine of Cups. This feels like this is like, there's also too, because of this understanding, right? Because if we have the Five of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords with the Queen of Swords, this is like, understanding something in the past, right? And this Nine of Wands energy could have also been your energy too. There could have been this like, um, it feels like a battle. You know what I mean? Whether this be like internal or with somebody else, or even just like it could be associated with somebody else, and like maybe feeling betrayed by this somebody, but it's like, this was going on internally. There's some sort of resolution here. Hold on. You know what too, there's like this energy where it's like you're recognizing and realizing that you are like free here from something. And I feel like it has to do with this Five of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, this situation, or this, there could have been like a relationship, a dynamic here. There's, or some sort of energy, some sort of belief, programming, somebody, again, somebody could have really, and there was like these, from this situation there was like programming that was formed, or like beliefs or something like that. And like, I don't know, it was like feeling restricted or something like, but yeah, with this Nine of Wands, it's like she's realizing like, okay, everything's burning to the ground, I don't have to, it's kind of like I can escape. You know what I mean? I can get out of here. It's kind of the energy I'm picking up on that. And then we have the Eight of Wands with the Knight of Cups kind of walking away from that, right? This is like, okay, I'm free to go after what it is that I want, with the Justice at the bottom of the deck. This is like having somebody consistently with the Ten of Swords. This would be like over and over happening again and again and again, like repeatedly somehow putting you in this Five of Pentacles energy, whether it be like, this was somebody that you could have been dating, right? Where it's like, you know, they pull you close and then push you away or something like that, or there would be some sort of betrayal, or this could have been like a job, right? Somebody maybe offering a promotion or a raise or something like that, and never following through, or you know, this could show up in so many different ways, right? But there's like this energy where, you know, or this could be life, right? Life happening here. Um, there's something about you being free. I do feel like it does have to do with another individual. But yeah, it's almost like you've maybe been on some sort of in defensive mode, or feeling like you need to be, or feeling like you have to stay small because whoever this is may come and just, you know, again, kind of throw another sword, right? Or do whatever it is that they do. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me get some more on the Five of Pentacles, Ten of Swords here. But this Eight of Wands, Nine of Cups here, it really is like that. It's a completely different energy than this over here. Yeah, the Hermit coming out on that Five of Pentacles, Ten of Swords. This is you understanding at a deeper level what this was. What this was, why this was happening. That this wasn't a reflection of you, it was really a reflection of them. And like, but there's also too like this like this could have been somebody that was very good at like manipulating or causing or creating illusions, or like I don't feel like this is a very honest person. You know, initially I was like, you know, we want to keep in mind that some people don't always intentionally hurt us, but I can't help but feel like this may have been because with the Hermit here, it almost feels like chess. Like it almost feels like you know, you maybe had to go through a few cycles to really understand this person, because they're not, it's like they show up in different ways, or they have different agendas, or you know what I mean, something like that here. But with the Hermit here, this is you pulling back and understanding, yeah, the Five of Wands. This is also too, the Hermit can be like passed over loved one, ancestors, your divine team, right? With the Five of Wands, this is like they're going after whoever this would have been. Yeah. This is like a Seven of Cups, maybe a water sign energy or an earth sign energy, Knight of Pentacles, right? Like, but there's like a lot of wisdom here with the way that you, the Hermit and the Queen of Swords, the way that you are understanding this situation. And again, it's coming through with like a level of accountability as well. And even if it's not to say that you didn't necessarily like make mistakes, right? Because, you know, whatever, but it could also be like a level of accountability of like, well, I allowed that, right? Like you know, we teach people how to treat us type energy, right? Um, hmm. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. the Ace of Swords. Yeah, that's either like a conversation or, but this is the truth. Um, I mean, the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Swords, my goodness. That's crystal clear. Okay, that is um, like I said, decisive energy at its finest, right? And then followed by the Nine of Wands, right? Again, it's this energy where like, you know, you step into this energy and then somebody comes through and they're like, oh well, let's do whatever, so that they have to put on their warrior suit, right? They have to stop what they're doing, but it's like there's some sort of change in perception of realizing that you don't need to fight these battles, right? You can allow the divine to handle that. Um, Tell me about the Nine of Wands. It's like you're free to go. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the world with the Nine of Wands, that cycle is closing. You're like, yeah, no, I'm not even going to, but you know, because that's the wounded warrior. The Queen of Swords, Ace of Swords feels like, you know, not necessarily wounded or like very certain of herself, right? Very decisive, very just knowing her truth and knowing who she is and being able to convey that very clearly. This is also being like cutting through all of the illusions that this person may have been trying to create when it comes to this Five of Pentacles, Ten of Swords energy with this Five of Wands, right? Yeah. But it's like, yeah, leaving that behind. Like, I'm not even going to address that, you know? This also, too, there could be, you know, this Nine of Wands. There's something about maybe somebody at a distance. This could be somebody at a distance from you that could be doing this. Okay? If that's the case, it feels like it may be through some type of business, and it feels like you know. I mean, honestly, Queen of Swords, Ace of Swords, masculine or feminine, it feels like you know all of this. It feels like this is just confirmation for you, which it should be. Tell me about the Eight of Wands, the Nine of Cups here. Yeah, the Ten of Cups. This is what I'm saying. It's like there's something that quickly changes. It's like the minute that you were like, you decide, I think I'll just stay here, you know, with my sword, right? I'm not gonna get out my armor. I'm not gonna, you know, as soon as I quit addressing this, or I quit, you know, even like emotionally reacting or responding to this, there's some sort of like, with it being swords out here, there's no emotions here, right? Interesting, the devil with the Nine of Wands here. That's either a lot of passion or like sexual tension, or a very manipulative but also very attractive person. I feel like there's somebody that's trying to confuse you about your truth, about who you are, is what it feels like. And the closer that you get to coming home to that, returning to that, rebirthing that, which it feels like it's happening, right? That could be this energy, right? It doesn't even have to be that there's like any big shift or change in your exterior world, but I have to be honest, I feel like when these changes happen within us, it always changes, something changes externally as well. But it's like, yeah, there's like, I just can't help but feel like somebody really wanted you to feel like, like that you were a bad person, or that you weren't good enough, or that you were an inconvenience, or that, you know, maybe you were crazy, or, you know, because if you knew the truth about who you are, well, then you would be unstoppable, right? Eight of Wands, Nine of Cups. Like you would just go after all of the, you know, you just would like stay in the flow and follow what fills your cups and continue following this divine guidance, because that's the Eight of Wands as well. The Eight of Wands is, you know, in this situation, I do feel like it is divine guidance. And the Ten of Cups here. Why is the Devil with the Nine of Wands here? That's a little concerning. You might want to watch out for that. Okay. The Six of Wands. That goes back to that energy where it's like the Six of Wands can be fame. It can be being well known. So this may be like quite literally the reality for some of you, right? And we have the Devil with the Nine of Wands here. This is like, you know, going back to those old beliefs here. Tell me more about this. The Tower. For some of you, there could have been an energy where you wanted to be famous, and I think you're recognizing and realizing that that could have come through some sort of restriction, or, you know, wanting to like prove yourself or something like that, and you might be realizing, you know, that it's not for you, okay, and you may be going another direction, and that direction might be showing up for you, okay. For others of you, it's like going back to that energy of somebody not wanting you to know who you are. It's because you're meant to be kind of like in some sort of spotlight. Uh-huh. And I feel as though when it comes to some sort of manifestation, Okay, I feel like this person was, it's like they could have seen this something coming to fruition, right? And it's like they could have wanted to, you know, delay, destroy, and how they would have done that is through your thoughts, how you perceive yourself, or how you know, but again, you showing up in this Queen of Swords, Ace of Swords, masculine or feminine energy, right? You cannot be deceived anymore. At least not by this person, or these people, or this situation. Because somebody is meant to be well known in some sort of way, whether it be within a specific niche or community, or worldwide with the world here, or you know what I'm saying. Hmm. But there are others that are choosing to go a different way. Some of you, though, yeah, there is something that you have been, um, there's something that is going, that you are going to shut down, tear it all down, burn it to the ground, something here. And then there's like, there's something that's born, whether it be something within you, you birth this to life, or this is something external to you here. Hmm. Yeah, I don't think that you see there's some sort of partnership in work coming here. A new partnership, some sort of offer, some sort of opportunity. I don't think you see this coming, or maybe you can feel it coming, but I'm not sure that you know what it is. It may involve some sort of travel, okay? This travel card has been coming up. Um, a lot lately. But yeah, there's something, you may have to travel for this opportunity, okay? There's a Ice King and an Ice Queen that are concerned about some sort of bondage being blocked, some sort of love spell. Because look, we have unexpected money, and this may come through some sort of rich guy, or like because of some sort of opportunity that's coming, right? This could be this King of Wands energy. Look, somebody's sending evil eye to the North Node energy. That is who you really are. Somebody does not want you to know who you really are. So while you're all, you know, no, I don't want to say it like that. There's like this energy of wanting you to feel like so bad about yourself, right? Like really highlighting maybe some mistakes, like kind of, I don't know, there's something about that, right? Maybe this person never really talks about the good things that you do, but they always like highlight your mistakes, right? Like there's something that, it's like they're, but who you are is like phenomenal, right? Like otherworldly is what I just heard. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tell me about this travel. We have destruction. So somebody may be trying to like cause some sort of destruction, like ruin some sort of travel plans, or um, mess with a vehicle or something like that. So there, this Ice King is showing up as like kind of admiring you in some type of way, right? This Ice Queen though is mad. What was blocked here was some sort of, they tried to like bondage with this false statements or false documents here. Um, yeah, they're also concerned about some sort of love offer coming your way. So again, like, here's my thing is if you get to that place, which I feel like you are, where you are undeniable, nobody can tell you anything different, you know exactly who you are, right? Like, mistakes and all, right? Um, this like deeper understanding of yourself. It's like this opportunity comes, right? It's like, I'm feeling kind of emotional here because it's, yeah, I feel like whoever's watching this, there's an energy of feeling very bad about yourself. Um, but yeah, and I feel like, there was this pathway. Okay, these people created some sort of false statements to block a pathway. This pathway is what is opening back up for you. Somebody may be conflicted, I don't know, maybe you're, because of maybe some beliefs or something like that here, okay? But yeah, it's almost like there was like an opportunity that was going to come towards you, right? But then there was like these false statements here, okay? Um, because maybe these people wanted you gone. If you felt like you were, because that kind of goes with the Five of Pentacles here. If you felt like you were like pushed away from a community or a group or a family, or, like you felt like you just needed to go, right? I do feel like it was divinely led, but I also feel like it was like, Yeah, because it feels like maybe there could be distance now between you and maybe this soulmate energy. Now, the soulmate could be the one with the opportunity and or the love offer, right? Could be same person, could be different people, could be, I feel like both of which are, either way are, whether it's the same thing or two different things, right? Are a soulmate, okay? When, again, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic when it's a soulmate, right? But this person, right, the false statements could have been like, that you had done some sort of love spell or something like that, right? And so now this person may have been conflicted, but there's something where, um, the Sun card, the Nine of Pentacles. Mm. Somebody could have said that you were not single, too. And they're finding out that that is false. Oh, yeah. They could have said all kinds of things when it comes to that, for sure. Why is this divination here? Well, somebody's using spirituality to ascend, right? Not using it, but like, you know. I heard to repent. So, you know, repentance is actually changing. It's not just asking for forgiveness, right? And so, whereas some communities may find it hard to believe that you can repent and ascend and grow and evolve spiritually, emotionally, physically, with spirituality, right? It's, old timelines, old belief systems, all of that stuff. But somebody may be conflicted about that, but they may not understand, right? I feel like your spirituality or something like that really bothers someone because they don't understand it. Yeah. But I also feel like there is a change in the way, some of you, there may be a change in the way that you do things, right? It's almost like you are, you're ascending, you're like moving to the next level, right? So it's like, whereas like one tool maybe was really helpful at one point, it's just not really helpful anymore. You know what I'm saying? 4141, and it was 10:01 when I looked at the clock as well. So synchronicity is all over the place. But um, yeah, it feels like collective, you're moving to some sort of next level, okay? And it makes sense. Like I feel like with the timeline and where we are, with what's going on astrologically and also just like within the seasons of the universe or the earth or whatever, I don't know. Anyways, it just feels right. It feels like the right time. And whatever this is here for you, I heard conflict resolution. There's some sort of, you could have been very conflicted here. Or this person could be very conflicted. Look, we have achievement, rising star, divine feminine. What did I tell you? A star is born, collective. Yep. Look, third party, false narrative, nice guy. Right? See? Somebody tried to block a path for you. They may have even tried to like take that path. But anyways, so the collective needs to know that I feel like this path is opening back up. Am I correct? Or what? Or it's coming back around. Surprise! Amen. Amen. Oh gosh, collective. All right then. Well, I think I'll leave it there, to be honest with you. So, okay. So this is showing up in either, right? Some sort of like super cool opportunity, right? With a soulmate, a love offer with a soulmate, both but two different soulmates, both but one soulmate and one forms before the other. I don't know. For all of you, it's going to be different. But the importance of this is opening back up because now you know who you are. Like, and I don't mean that in a like, I don't mean that like, I don't say that lightly, right? It's not like oh, my name's Corie and I am 35 years old and I no. It is in the spirit, right? Like your heart, right? But like I just feel like there could have been some like things that you experienced in which or people or relationships didn't highlight the positive about you. They just really focused on the negative, and so there was like this perfectionism that was born, and so it was like being really hard on yourself or something like that, or you know what I mean? And it's like obviously we want growth, we want improvement, but there is a level of like self-acceptance here, and also accepting the fact that you made those mistakes, but understanding why. Like, we talk about this all the time, but it feels like there's some sort of clarity coming through with the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords that really helps you understand this version of you or who you are, right? Like this I heard stripped down naked version of you, and I don't mean that like in a weird way. I mean that like in an authentic way, right? Get rid of all the things and all of the people and all of the mistakes and even all of the accomplishments, and look at like the just like the way that you think about things, right? The way that you love others, the way that you probably put others before yourself, the way that how far you've come, the way that you've grown thus far. Like there's so many different things, and I feel like this full moon is bringing that energy in. It's like, listen, you cannot stop, or you cannot continue viewing yourself in this way, whatever this is. But surprise, because of this, or even it's like this opportunity may come forward, and it's like, and it helps give you that, it's like that's that sword, right? It's like you're already in this Queen of Swords energy, right? But here comes this sword to like back your ass up. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, there's a path that was blocked that's opening back up here, okay? Because whoever was involved in this or whatever, they were very conflicted. But they see now, okay? They see something clearly, okay? And I think it's because you do too, right? So, and remember earlier I said it was like 10:01, right? There was like that mirroring energy. So, makes sense. Anyways, okay, guys. If you need anything from me, that's in the description box below. Otherwise, I love you so much.